The Stellar Combat Academy floated in the void between star systems, a massive station where the galaxy's finest warriors trained under the most brutal instructors known to civilization. Elena stood at the entrance of Training Hall Omega, her breath forming small clouds in the frigid air. The human girl adjusted her standard-issue combat suit, feeling decidedly underdressed compared to the armored behemoths shuffling past her. "First day, human?" A four-armed Krathan warrior rumbled beside her, his reptilian eyes gleaming with something between pity and amusement. "Instructor Vexthor has never had a student survive the first session without hospitalization. 17 species have tried. All failed," Elena smiled politely. "There's always a first time." The Krathan laughed, a sound like grinding stones. "Your optimism will be beaten out of you within the hour. Literally." The training hall doors hissed open, revealing a space the size of a football stadium. Gravity panels lined every surface, capable of simulating any environment from crushing gas giants to zero-G asteroid fields. At the center stood Instructor Vexthor, a towering Quellan whose exoskeleton gleamed like polished obsidian. His species had evolved as apex predators on a death world where everything was designed to kill. He had 6 limbs, each ending in blade-like appendages that could slice through reinforced steel. 23 students. Vexthor's voice boomed through the hall's audio system, translated instantly into 100 languages. By the end of this cycle, perhaps 5 will remain. The weak will be culled. The slow will be broken. The foolish will be eliminated. His compound eyes swept across the assembled warriors, pausing on Elena. "A human? In my advanced combat class?" He clicked his mandibles in what might have been laughter. This should be entertaining. "Human, step forward." Elena walked into the center ring, her heart hammering but her expression calm. Around her, the other students, massive creatures of chitin, scale, and synthetic augmentation, watched with morbid curiosity. "I am told your species only recently joined the Galactic Federation." Vexthor circled her like a predator. "Soft worlders. Low gravity. No natural weapons. No armor plating. What made you think you belonged in the hardest combat program in the known galaxy?" "Respectfully, Instructor." Elena met his gaze. "I'm here to learn from the best, and I don't quit." "We shall test that conviction." Vexthor activated the gravity panels. Instantly, Elena felt the pressure increase to 3 times Earth normal. Her knees buckled but held. "Survive 60 seconds of combat with me. If you do, you may stay. When you fail, you leave this station and never return." The other students backed away, forming a wide circle. No one wanted to be caught in the crossfire when Vexthor was demonstrating. "Begin!" Vexthor moved like lightning, his bladed limbs whistling through the air where Elena's head had been a microsecond before. She rolled, feeling the triple gravity trying to crush her into the mat. Her instructor had taught her that humans had one advantage most alien species lacked. Endurance evolved from persistence hunting. While others relied on burst speed and power, humans could keep moving when others collapsed. But this wasn't a marathon. This was survival. Vexthor's second strike came low, aimed at her legs. Elena jumped, barely, and the blade carved through the space beneath her. She landed hard, rolled again, and came up near the edge of the ring. 15 seconds had passed. Her muscles screamed under the crushing gravity. "You're fast for a soft worlder," Vexthor acknowledged. "But speed alone won't save you." He activated another environmental control. The temperature plummeted to -40 degrees. Ice crystals formed on Elena's suit. The Quellan were cold world species. This was nothing to him. To Elena, it was torture. But humans evolved to survive the Ice Age, she reminded herself. We walked across frozen continents. We thrived in Siberia and Antarctica. 30 seconds. Vexthor charged, using all 6 limbs to create a whirlwind of strikes. Elena couldn't dodge them all. A blade caught her shoulder, tearing through the suit's outer layer. Another grazed her ribs, but she didn't stop moving. Couldn't stop. Her grandfather's words echoed in her mind. "We're not the strongest, fastest, or toughest, but we're the stubbornest sons of bitches in the universe." 45 seconds. Then Elena saw it, a pattern in Vexthor's attacks. His upper left limb always pulled back slightly, before he committed to a strike with his lower right. It was instinctive, a tell so subtle that only someone watching with human pattern recognition capabilities would notice. She stopped retreating. 50 seconds. Vexthor lunged with his signature killing blow, the move that had ended 1,000 duels. his lower right blade aimed straight for Elena's chest. But she had already moved, pivoting inside his guard using a technique that would have been impossible for a more heavily armored species. Her elbow, enhanced by the combat suit's servo, struck the joint where Vexthor's limb connected to his thorax. The joint gave way with a sickening crack. The instructor stumbled, his attack disrupted. Elena swept his legs, all of them, using his own momentum and the triple gravity against him. The great Vexthor hit the mat with a thunderous crash. 60 seconds. The buzzer sounded. The training hall fell absolutely silent. 22 students stared in disbelief. Vexthor lay on the mat, not injured seriously but unmistakably defeated. He rose slowly, his compound eyes fixed on the small human who was breathing hard, bleeding from minor cuts but still standing. In 300 cycles, Vexthor said slowly, no first-day student has ever landed a strike on me. No student has ever put me on the mat. He clicked his mandibles again, but this time it sounded different, respectful. What is your name, human? Elena Chen, sir. Elena Chen. He tested the name. You have earned your place in this class. More than earned it. He turned to the other students. Let this be your first lesson. Never underestimate an opponent based on appearance. This human species may seem weak by our standards, but they possess something we often lack, the ability to adapt, to learn, to persist when all logic says they should quit. Vexthor extended a blade-tipped limb to Elena, not in threat, but in the Quellan gesture of respect between warriors. I look forward to teaching you, student, and perhaps learning something in return. Elena shook his limb carefully, trying not to cut herself on the blade. Thank you, instructor. As the class began in earnest, the Krathan warrior from earlier approached during the break. I've never seen anything like that, he admitted. Your species. There's something different about you. Elena smiled through her exhaustion. We're survivors. It's what we do best. Across the galaxy, word began to spread about the human who had defeated the legendary instructor Vexthor on her first day. It was the beginning of humanity's reputation in the combat schools of the Federation, a reputation that would grow far beyond what anyone could imagine. Because humans didn't just join the galaxy's hardest combat class. They redefined what it meant to be a warrior. Somewhere else in the station, another human, Adam Torres, finished reading the mission board and grinned. If Elena could beat the legendary instructor, he'd have to do something even more impressive. That's how it always was with them. Competitive to the end. The galaxy was about to learn what happened when you gave humans a challenge. They didn't just meet it, they exceeded it.